Hi everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching our video today. I am so excited. I have Destiny Sandler today and she's going to give you guys so much great information. So first, Destiny actually has her own educational consulting business and she is an executive with the sales company. And don't worry if you don't know that and don't understand what that means. I just had to look at my notes too because she has so many things she does. So she's actually going to go into detail and tell us what all of that means. So Destiny, hi.
Hello, how are you, gorgeous?
We are great. We are great. My dog's right here, so I'm calling us a we. So go ahead and tell us how fabulous you are. Tell us how you got to where you are, what you do, and all of the great information that you are sharing and spreading with other people.
Absolutely. So I am Destiny Sadler. I'm super excited to be on here. Thank you so much for inviting me to. This is the epitome of women empower women. Right? We don't have to be with the same genre, but we're still, having that platform to get our message out. So my background is in education. I taught in public school for 9 years, and then I went and got my master's degree and was an educational consultant. So basically what that is I would go into schools that were having issues with discipline or work or leadership skills, all those things. I would go in and kind of help problem solve it. So then once I was doing that, it was my dream job, legit dream job. I traveled the country, honey. I was doing all the things, which is not normal in education. Let's just say that. Usually you're in the classroom, you go into leadership, but to travel and to have a company car, it was just awesome, right? So I met my husband, my now husband, and we started having kids. And I was like, oh, this travel is a bit much. Because I was traveling every single week. I tried to make it work with at that time, our oldest son was 6 months. My mom would meet us at the airport. We'd take off, we'd go to a different city, come back. It was just a lot. So at that time, we decided, it would be best for me to stay home and my husband continue his career. Cool. That's what we're supposed to do as women, right? We take the mothership low, we do all the things. So as I was staying home, I'm like, okay, this is it. There's got to be something else. This is something I've prayed for, right? I prayed for marriage and kids and all the things. I'm still, there's something missing. So I decided to start my own educational consulting company. And I worked here, and I live right now in Montgomery, Alabama. So I did some local stuff with pre-K. I did some work with the state with pre-K and some professional development. But again, my time was away from the house, and we don't have any family here. And so I was just like, oh, and then it would require either us paying a babysitter or doing all of that. So I was like, this is going to kind of have to sit on the back burner too. So then I got this opportunity with Lime Life by Alcone. And I was like, you know what? I've always been into skincare. Let's just try it out and see where it goes. And God showed up and showed out. That's all I can say when it comes to that, because it was something that I never, ever thought that I would love the way I do. But the fact that I'm able to do and work my business with my children right beside me without me missing a beat has been the most rewarding blessing, unexpected blessing that I've had.
Well, that's good. Yes. And like you said, we get into those roles especially as women, we're we want to be the provider for the family. And we always have these guilty consciences. Men, they just know, go to work, whatever, the house will be taken care of, but they forget that falls on us. So,
yes.
It's not as fun as they made it seem,
Yes. Exactly. And it's crazy because, and it has its parts. Let's not get that wrong either. But there's also a line, and most moms that I talk to that either stay home or they go to work every day, everyone has some level of guilt at some point, whether you're bringing in money or you're not bringing in money.
Exactly. So I think that's just us as just women in general, being nurturers and things like that. Yes. So, okay. So you guys see how awesome she is. She has tons of information. So now, our next question, Destiny, is going to be, what is the biggest obstacle that you faced when starting your own business?
The biggest obstacle that I faced, and I really had to think about this one, was expecting help. Because a lot of times you, or I'm not gonna say you, me personally, I assumed that everybody, including my husband, would get on board by this fabulous idea that I had in my head, right? Like, of course you're gonna watch the kids because I have to do this. Of course you're gonna do this because I have to do this. And it's like, no. And sometimes we let those obstacles of help or expectation stop us. And we're like, you know what? Maybe it's just not my time. Maybe I just need to sit in the back and not worry about it. And when it's my time, it'll come. But you have to create that. You have to create that time for yourself. Sometimes it means waking up a little bit earlier. Sometimes it means staying up a little bit late. Sometimes it means not watching that show that you really want to watch, but it's creating the time for something that you want.
Right. That's a very good point. Very good point. And I think a lot of people don't consider that. I mean, me too, as a, entrepreneur, I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, because I started off making shirts in the garage. So I'm like, you guys see me out here sweating and doing this. No one thinks, let me bring mom some water, or mom needs some help, or, and it's just, I think that one of the biggest obstacles, like you said, is that team, and people thinking that it comes with the team, but it does not. You have to build a team. Yes. But sure, because I have a book coming out that's going to tell you all about that.
Yes.
So next question, Destiny. What advice do you want to give women in regards to them wanting to go off and start a business like you do? Like, all the negatives, and we just talked about teamwork, but what advice do you just feel like in your soul, like, man, I wish someone had given me this advice whenever I decided that I wanted to open up this store?
Absolutely. The biggest advice that I would say, and I know y'all have probably heard this like 10,000 times, but just start regardless of where you are. You're not going to know all the information. It's not going to be picture perfect. You're not going to have the right lighting. You're not going to have the right camera. Like, none of that stuff matters. The biggest lessons that I have learned was from my failures. And the only way that you can allow God to truly move in your life is to operate on the fear and operate on faith that, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't think anybody is going to support me, but I'm going to do this for your will, to spread your glory. And at the end of the day, like, that is the thing that I can honestly say has propelled all of my businesses. Because again, remember, I was in educational consulting. I had YSTB kids down, honey. Like, I had all these dreams in my head of how it's supposed to look, how it's going to feel, all the things. And God was like, yeah, right. Go ahead, start putting this lipstick on and see how it goes. And I'm just like, but this isn't what I went to school for. This isn't how it's supposed to be. And then I started that, and it is a platform and a vehicle to what I really want to do down the road. So my biggest advice for any woman, any man as well, just start wherever you are. Social media is the perfect place to just find your niche and run for it.
That's great advice. Great advice. So all of that great information, I know you guys are like super excited. You want to find out all her business and get your skin right, get some advice, all of that stuff. And Destiny does tons of videos too. So make sure you friend request her on Facebook. She'll tell you all of that, how to get in touch with her. But she does do lots of empowerment things. Definitely always motivational, great information all the time. So Destiny, go ahead and tell everyone basically how to get in touch with you on all your social media platforms, and then also what services you offer to individuals.
Absolutely. So on Facebook, you can find me at Destiny B. Sadler. On Instagram, my whole brand is YSTBU, like the Tina Turner song. You're simply the best. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So it's that's another story for another day of how that came, but that is my YSTBU on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube. I'm building that. I am starting scared. Trust me, when you watch one of my videos, you'll be like, yeah, what is she doing? Yeah. So you can follow the journey on that, Destiny B. Sadler on that as well. I also offer all natural skincare with Lime Life by Alcone, and it is professional grade makeup. And the opportunity to start your own business and create a vehicle to your wildest and most inspired dreams.
Okay, you guys. So, and I will have all of that information put in the caption of the video as well. And like I told Destiny, will also share this on all of my social media. So you guys feel free to send her a message and all of that great stuff. So thank you so much, Destiny, for sharing your story and just basically sharing your wisdom and just motivating us. And you know, our goal for Strong Squad is all about empowerment and life after. And you've definitely given us that, you know, life after school, life after kids, life after starting your own business. Like, it's not easy, but you know, you see she's still smiling, she's still not telling you to give up. So you do whatever your calling is. So thank you, Destiny, for